Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good day to all of you. My name is Shafi bin Azizan. I am final year student from FKP, and now I would like to present my first final year project called Design and Analysis of Automatic CNC Machine for Batik, Canting and Colouring. So this stage we have to propose our first final project before we go into do some experiments and do some prototypes. Leading to the Industrial Revolution 4.0, the demand of batik is getting increased and gain more popularity. So this is our concern to do some innovation in order to get a high production with good performance and good efficiency. So the point is, what we concern about the process itself. So the chanting that usually used in a traditional method by use the hand skill, convert to the modern method, which is we do some pattern of batik and we transfer to the computer. So computer will receive the information and give the command to the machine, so machine can run the operation to do that what we need. So it will help the supplier of batik to reduce the manpower, reduce time, and get more productions of batik itself. The problem statement that caused us to come out with the solution is when we talk about the batik, which is a manual process, a traditional method using the hand skill. It involves with the human itself. So human is the crucial driver of the manual batik process, and this may cause several defects such as excessive wax misplacement and overheated joint are likely. So to master the pattern, you have to take a lot of time, and then human cannot work 24 hours. They have its own limit. They have their own limit to do some production, and then you have to pay their wage. So let's say you have 10 people, 10 manpower. So you have to pay wage for the 10 people. For CNC machine, you don't have to pay the wage. You just load some wax and do some pattern, and then let the machines run the operation. For our scope of this project, we don't have to focus on the structure or frame, what material used for CNC plotter machine, because the CNC plotter machine is already provided, so we don't have to focus of it. So what we focus is design of the batik chanting based on the objective number 1 and number 2, to find the suitable design and to identify the performance of the automatic CNC machines for batik chanting and colouring. So for batik chanting, we have to think, we have to maintain using the fire to heat the chanting, or we have to use the electricity to heat the chanting. So we have to know about the storage of wax, what kind of wax that we use, how efficient we have to spend the wax itself. For the second scope, we want to propose the coding and programming using the Arduino to control how speed the stepper motor. We have 3 stepper motor for representing for X axis, Y axis and Z axis. So we have to mobilize them, how speed they are going to go, in order to maintain the performance of CNC machine. This is based on the objective number 3, to analyze the accurate motion of the CNC machine. Before we go further to another topic, it is really important to gain some information via the literature review. So there are 2 points I would like to highlight. Is first, buying CNC machines is really expensive and costly. So there are some researchers they're making the CNC plotter machine in a lower cost, just buying a simple component such as like a stepper motor, Arduino Uno and so on. For the second point is about the hot wax applicator. It is really important to sustain and control the heat, the wax temperature, the heat temperature and wax capacity. So to avoid the excessive wax come out from the nozzle when it's not in use. So this is the methodology I made up. First, as you can see here, identify the problem statement and research objective. This step I already explained to you before this. So for the next step, study a previous research and collect some data via this literature review. After we collect the data, gain some information, then we come out the ideas. So that's why we go to the next step, which is analyze design concept using 3D sketching. So this thing I will show you later on. Okay, after we select the best design, then we go to the next step, which is design and analysis structure using software that we prefer is CATIA V5, and build up some programming and coding using the Arduino. So we run some experiment, we do some testing to find the problems, troubleshooting. If there any troubleshooting, if there any problems, we go back to the previous step, do some testing again, and there is no problem, then we go to the next step, which is make an actual product or prototype. This will be proceed to the second PSM, which is next semester. And then when we done the actual product, done the prototype, then we have to do some second experiment to run to identify the performance of the product. So if there are any problems, we go back to the previous step, identify the problem, then we run the testing, we run the second experiment. So there is no problem, then we go to analyze, when we go to the final step, which is analyze result and do some conclusion. For the concept design, I would like to propose 2 concept sketches. So for the concept sketching 1, the design concept are remaining the old design of Canting, which is the old design of the Canting server. This one will attach the Z-axis because the Z-axis is focused on the plate, the batik. So the power supply is installed to heat the Canting at a certain temperature. The solid wax is loaded in the whole of the Canting body, so it can easily directly melting the inside of the batik. So the timer, we attach the timer to indicate how long the wax will last, so we can know when we can reload the wax for the next step. For the concept sketching number 2, this design we inspired by the 3D printing. So we attach the tank on top the CNC plotter machine. So we fill the liquid wax inside it. So having the electricity to heat the wax, so it can maintain the properties of the wax, maintain the liquid wax. So we install the pump to pump out the wax, go to the body of the Canting, so it can direct to the nozzle. When the Z-axis, we go down to the plate, and then the nozzle will come out the wax. So easily. So this is the things that can maintain the properties of the wax. This is the structure design of CNC I talk about. So for my project, I don't have to focus the overall structure of the CNC because the CNC structure is already provided by the previous students. So I have to focus for the selected part. So as you can see here, I marked there in the Z-axis motion, selected part that will be attached by Batik Canting. So that's things I have to focus for my project. And so with the programming, the motions of the CNC machine, so how it performs. For your information, the materials of the CNC machine is made of the aluminium, specifically aluminium 6063. Okay, lastly, after we design the Batik Canting, our concern as well is about the build-up program and electronic system. So this is the flow, a simple flow that we have to understand. before we mobilize the CNC machine, it is really important to do some coding, programming, to set up how fast the stepper motor, what step that we have to do, each one of them based on the pattern that we design. After we get set up, then we go to the Arduino Uno to give the command every devices, stepper motor for the X-axis, stepper motor for Y-axis, stepper motor for Z-axis. So they will be mobilized the CNC machine to perform doing some pattern of the batik. That's all for me. Thank you very much for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.